All right, let's jump right into it. Welcome to the Blueprint of Reality. In today's explainer, we're mapping out the foundational Class 9 science curriculum. We're talking about the 12 core chapters that explain exactly how our universe works, from the tiniest invisible atom all the way up to the grandest physical forces. So if you want to truly understand the framework of reality, you are absolutely in the right place.
Now, what's really fascinating about this syllabus is the massive shift in its core philosophy. For the longest time, right, learning science basically just meant memorizing a bunch of facts. But this new method, it is fundamentally designed to push you away from all that and toward active inquiry and genuine discovery. It's really about asking why and how instead of just repeating the what.
And we're looking at exactly 12 core chapters. Think of these as your essential toolkit. They intricately link together, laying the absolute groundwork for your future studies. Honestly, if advanced competitive exams like JAE and NEET are anywhere on your radar, mastering this exact dozen is step one.
Okay, here's our roadmap for this explainer. We're going to cover the new blueprint, move through chemistry, biology, and physics, and then finish up with your exam strategy and why this whole foundation actually matters.
Section 1. The New Science Blueprint, Reimagining How We Learn.
So the big shift here is the pedagogical framework. The 2026-27 framework totally upgrades these concepts with hands-on experiments, simple language, intuitive visual charts, and a laser focus on conceptual understanding over rote memory. The real goal here is to build testable explanations of the natural world. It's going to actively engage your problem-solving skills rather than just testing your memory.
Section 2. Chemistry. The Invisible Universe, Matter, Atoms, and Molecules.
These first 4 chapters, they're basically the universe's ingredient list. You'll figure out if your mixture is homogeneous or heterogeneous, and then you'll dive deep into the profound rules of atoms, like Dalton's theories and the strict Bohr-Berry rules that actually dictate how electrons orbit a nucleus.
By understanding matter and its physical properties, including transformative concepts like evaporation, condensation, and sublimation, you are unlocking the very chemical nature of our daily reality. Early philosophers used to describe all this using the Panchtattva, air, water, earth, sky, and fire. But today, we learn to classify it by strict physical properties and chemical structures, giving you a totally modern lens to view literally everything you touch.
Moving right along to Section 3, Biology, Machinery of Life, Scaling Up to Cells and Tissues.
Now, chapters 5 and 6 act as the absolute foundation for all medical and biological sciences. Chapter 5 introduces the cell, which is the engine of life, and Chapter 6 reveals how these isolated cells actually team up to form specialized, living tissues. Listen, if you're serious about the biological sciences, every single concept taught here reappears at a much deeper level later on.
It's like a giant puzzle, showing the biological hierarchy in action. You'll take it step by step from discovering prokaryotic and eukaryotic cells, dive down into microscopic powerhouses like mitochondria, and then zoom back out to the structured tissues that make plants and animals function. You aren't just learning isolated terms, you are tracing the structural organization of life itself.
Section 4. Physics, Forces in Action, the Macroscopic World.
Zooming out to the macro level, we're talking about how everything moves. This sequence of 5 chapters dictates distance, uniform motion, and acceleration, and then pushes into the forces behind them. Newton's laws, pressure, the universal law of gravitation, and even how sound waves physically travel to your ears.
You aren't just memorizing formulas here. You're learning exactly why massive steel ships float while tiny pebbles sink. Chapter 9 tests your analytical thinking by applying Archimedes' principle to real-world scenarios. No bathtub required, of course, but hey, highly encouraged if you want your own eureka moment.
All right, Section 5, the final exam breakdown, strategy and mark distribution. So where should you actually focus your energy? Well, physics concepts lead the pack at 27 marks. This is closely followed by the chemistry of matter at 25 marks and biology at 22. It's a nicely balanced curriculum, but it definitely highlights the numerical rigor of physics for sure. By mapping these chapters directly to their specific weights, you've got a literal blueprint for maximizing your score. And hey, don't overlook that final 6-mark chapter on improvement in food resources. Those marks tie biological concepts directly to agricultural yields and human survival.
And 33 is the magic number here. Between your 80-mark annual exam and your 20-mark internal assessment, you just need to secure at least 33 marks out of 100 to be promoted. Every single mark you strategize gets you closer to a dominant finish.
Section 6. Why this foundation matters. Beyond the classroom.
Treating these 12 chapters as the crucial first stage of your advanced competitive prep is going to give you a massive advantage later on. Plus, this syllabus is unified across the country, so you are on a completely level playing field. Remember, you aren't just trying to pass a test here. You are learning to decode the universe.
So as we wrap up this explainer, I want you to look around. Look at a glass of water, feel the gravity keeping you in your chair, consider the complex cells in your own hand. Which of these 12 core chapters will completely change your perspective on reality? Because honestly, once you truly understand the science, you'll never look at the world the same way again. Thanks for watching.